Welcome to Sporty's program on what you should know about VFR radio communications. If you're new to flying, you probably already realize that you're not only learning to fly, but you're also learning a new language, the language of aviation. If you're an old hand at the aviation game, then you realize that nothing stays the same. This is true of communication techniques as well. As new technologies are developed and implemented, there is a need to learn new terminology and new ways of communicating. Your host for this program is Rob Reuter. Rob is an instrument-rated pilot and an aviation enthusiast. He serves as announcer for various air shows and also hosts many other Sporty's programs, including the What You Should Know Private Pilot Series. So sit back and enjoy our program on VFR Radio Communications.
When departing from a tower-controlled airport, you should listen to ATIS before making any calls to ATC. This broadcast will provide you with necessary wind and altimeter information. It will also provide you with pertinent NOTAMs that may not have been available during your pre-flight planning, and it will give you an idea of the runway to expect for departure.
At less busy tower-controlled airports, typical of a Class D airspace airport, your VFR clearance will be obtained from ground control or the tower.
When ready to taxi onto the movement area of the airport, contact ground control. Advise them where you are located on the airport, what your departure plans are, that you have the appropriate ATIS information, and that you are ready to taxi. The ground controller will give taxi instructions to a specific point on the airport and may provide you with a clearance. Write down these instructions and read them back to the controller.
Lunken Ground, Skyhawk 12064 at the terminal ramp. Taxi for a VFR departure east to Claremont County with information Delta.
Skyhawk 12064, runway 21 left. Turn left on Alpha and taxi via Alpha. Hold short, runway 21 right.
Left on Alpha to runway 21 left. Hold short, runway 21 right, Skyhawk 064.
If your aircraft has a heading bug or HSI, set one of these to the assigned takeoff runway before starting to taxi. If you have both, be consistent on which one you set to the runway heading or set them both to the runway heading. This will serve as an extra reminder of your destination during your taxi and will provide you with a visual indication that you are on the correct runway when lined up for takeoff.
Skyhawk 064, cross runway 21 right, hold short, runway 25.
Cross 21 right, hold short 25, Skyhawk 064.
You are expected to taxi to the approach end of the runway assigned unless ATC assigns or approves your request for an intersection departure. Unless told otherwise, monitor ground while performing your before takeoff checks. When ready for takeoff, switch to the tower frequency and call to advise. If your intersection is not the approach end of the runway, advise the tower of your position during this contact. Don't call the tower at a busy airport until you are number one for takeoff at your location.
Lunken Tower, Skyhawk 12064, holding short, runway 25, ready for takeoff, runway 21 left.
Skyhawk 064, Lunken Tower, cross runway 25, fly runway heading, remain below the class Bravo, clear for takeoff, runway 21 left.
Cross runway 25, runway heading below the Bravo, cleared for takeoff, runway 21 left, Skyhawk 064.
When the tower advises you to fly or maintain runway heading, this is precisely what the controller means. You are expected to fly or maintain the magnetic heading that corresponds with the extended center line of the departure runway. Do not apply drift correction in this situation. The runway centerline for Lunken's runway 21 left is aligned with 206 degrees magnetic. Our heading should remain 206 until further advised or until clear of the tower's airspace.
Skyhawk 064, turn on course to Claremont County.
On course to Claremont County, Skyhawk 064.
During the normal course of your departure, the tower controller may release you from his frequency, but this is not a requirement. Once you are clear of the tower's airspace, you are free to change to your next frequency. If the tower frequency isn't busy, Common courtesy would have you advise the controller that you are out of the area and changing frequency. You might also want to contact the tower controller as you are departing the airspace if you need to obtain a frequency for flight following.